welcome to the first episode of the Natural Health Warriors. I am your host, Tirsa Hawkins, board certified holistic health practitioner, and just want to give you a little bit of overview of how this podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call it, is going to work. Most of it's just going to be little short tidbits, right around the 10-20 minute mark, and then we might have some longer subjects that will take even more time. But just really excited to get this project going, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. So today our subject is you are probably using natural health incorrectly. So I've spent the last 3.5 years running a retail health store, and nearly every single day somebody comes in and asks me, hey, what do you have for this? I'm not sleeping well, or I think I have a yeast issue, or I've got a lot of anxiety happening right now. And they want a solution in a single bottle. They want me just to walk over to a shelf, hand them something, and just have it be that miraculous thing that fixes their problem. So have you ever thought that, asked that, walked into a health store and done that yourself? Probably. I believe I have done the same thing myself back in my days of not knowing what I was doing. And then, so you take it and maybe it worked, but maybe it didn't. You ever experienced that where you're like, well, I finished the bottle, but I still have this problem. So I want to let you in on a little secret, okay? Are you listening? Herbs always work. So what I mean by that is they have a specific action that they are supposed to do in the body, and they always seek to do that action. So herbs that are in the category adaptogens, those usually have nutrients that help to feed our adrenal glands. They help the body adapt and deal with stress in a healthy way. Herbs that are in the bitter category, those are meant to help increase bodily secretions, such as saliva, that will help with digestion. Now, some reason that an herb might not work for you, there's lots. But let's say your digestion is off and you weren't even able to break down, process, and absorb the nutrients in those herbs, so it can't have its full action on the body. Maybe your polarity, that's where we have an electromagnetic field, and that's getting into a lot of technical issue there, but it can run backwards, and so an herb that you thought was supposed to calm you down actually had the opposite effect because your body was running incorrectly. Your electrical field was running backwards. Another reason, you didn't take it for long enough. Herbs really take about 3 to 4 months to build up their full potential in the body, and it's this nice, gradual, slow process. So we need to give them time to work. You also might not have taken enough of them. A lot of people, they look at what's on the label, and some of the herbs that are for stress, you need to take 6 to 9 of them a day. Some people even more. And so you look at that and you're like, no, I need to make this 100 count bottle last me for as long as it can, so I'm gonna take 1 a day. Did you know that each standard size capsule only contains a 1/4 teaspoon? So when you figure that in to the size of our bodies, how much do you really expect a 1/4 teaspoon of anything to affect you? Now granted, there are some strong things out there that just a 1/4 teaspoon of them could probably kill you, but that isn't the case with most herbs, and we need to take a lot of them in order to build up as much nutrients as we need. So here's another thing that is really fundamental to understand with natural health, is when you go see a natural health practitioner, you don't need to go see a specialist for every specific system in your body. So in natural health, we don't need cardiologists, we don't need podiatrists, oncologists, gastroenterologists, because we're studying the body as a whole. We're looking at its whole function. And when we do that, we can start to see how even something going wrong in our eyes, our brain, our hearing can actually stem from something that's happening more in the core of the body. And that was just the system that was affected, but it wasn't necessarily where the problem was. So when you study the body as a whole, you see how it all works together. Now, when we try to use Western medicine techniques in natural health, we're never actually getting to the root issue. We're still using just a symptom-based approach, which is really ineffective. So if we can think of our body as a vessel, like a bowl, for instance, and ideally we're starting off this bowl each day really nice and clean and empty. You know, hopefully you get up in the morning, you have a bowel movement, you empty your bladder, and so we've got a really nice good base for the day. However, that isn't true for most of us. You know, we didn't have a bowel movement, so we're starting off our day a little dirty. Our kidneys aren't working right, so we've got some, you know, leftover residue in there. So we're starting off our day a little behind. And then we slept the night on sheets that had been washed in laundry detergent that had chemicals in it. So that adds some more dirt to our bowl. And then we get up and we brush our teeth with some toothpaste that has chemicals in it. We take a shower in chemicals. We use body products that have chemicals. Then we're eating foods that we don't necessarily have the ability to digest, and that adds some more gunk to the body that it's got to process and get rid of. So we start out with this really toxic, sludgy soup going throughout our day. And at the end of each day, you know, hopefully we're doing a bit of a reset when we're sleeping and things. You know, so that cleans out our bowl a little bit, but then we're gonna wake up the next morning and we've still got some of that toxic sludge, and we're just adding to it each day. It's building, it's compounding. And then typically what happens, and we're not getting our nutrients, so our body's not able to filter this out. And so we're not getting our nutrients, we're not digesting things correctly. And I just dropped my fork. For some of you, this is just going to be an audio only, but let you know what happened if you're watching the video. So we've got this toxic sludge going on. And when this toxic sludge builds up enough, then we start to get a symptom. Our joints might start hurting, we might start having heart problems, vision problems, stress, anxiety. And the point that I want to get across to you is that Western medicine is like trying to clean out a bowl that has toxic sludge with just a fork. And we're like, oh, hey, I can grab that chunk there. Great. So we take, you know, a prescription and it stops that issue. And then we're like, okay, now we have this other issue going on. Well, we can get that chunk there. And so it's like cleaning out this bowl with a fork. But no matter how much we just try to pick out those symptoms, we still have this toxic base that's left over. So the way that natural health looks at it, it's like using a spoon when we're trying to clean out soup, because that can get the base, the chunks, and everything. So rather than looking at it as a symptom-based approach, like a fork, and just cleaning out the chunks, if we really want to get to the base of the matter, we've got to look at the whole thing and address the whole thing. So I hope that that analogy, and for those of you that were just listening, that visual can give you an idea of the difference between natural health and Western medicine, and that it's so much more effective when we address and focus on the body as a whole rather than looking at the individual symptoms. So thanks so much for watching, listening, and you can check out any of our latest projects and know what we've got going on at nhwarriors.com. So we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.